recoveries also have increased from 6,988 to 8,697. Their deaths, 388 noong August 5, ngayon it's 597 with a case fatality rate of 6.1% as of September 5. So for Negros Occidental naman, as of August 5, they have this total cumulative number of confirmed cases at 762. As of September 5, they have 3,583. The attack rate noong August 5 was at 24 per 100,000 population. Ngayon, it is at 112 per 100,000 population. The active cases have increased, 427 last August 5. Now it is at 2,294. The recoveries also have increased at 330 on August 5 and now at 1,248. They have a total number of deaths at 41 with a 1.16 case fatality rate as of September 5. So nung atin pong inimbestigahan dito sa Negros Occidental, yun pong kanilang mga sinasabi na itong mga pagkita natin sa pagtaas, one of the factors that they were pertaining to was because of their increased testing. They have expanded their testing, and with this, nakakita sila na mas madaming positive cases. So nakita din natin, there is an increase in the total number of confirmed cases, and out of these 3,583, 57% were coming from Bacolod City. So yan yung ating report. We will be giving you these numbers in a table in our Viber group. So ang gusto lang namin iparating with all of these increasing numbers, dapat sana tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang pagpapatupad ng minimum health standards in this area so that we can continuously contain the transmission of infection. Carlos.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question po from Jenna Balaoro of GMA News. May data po ba kayo kung ano-anong industriya merong clustering ng COVID cases o anong industriya ang may pinakamaraming kaso? Kasama po ba rito ang BPO at ang mga trabaho na usually night shift? Di po ba mas vulnerable na tamaan ng sakit ang isang taong night shift ang trabaho dahil mas mababa ang kanyang resistensya?
Well, based on the September 5 report on clustering, we have a total of 1,742 clusters cumulative were reported through our event-based surveillance system. Sa Philippines, dito sa atin, by communities, 84.9% ang galing sa mga komunidad natin. And this is about 1,480. 5.11% coming from hospitals or health facilities at 89 clusters, 1.84% coming from jails and prisons at 32 clusters, and for the other settings, it's about 8.09%. Ang ating other settings would mean ito po yung ating mga transportation sector, yung mga sweeper flights. Meron din po dito na 9 BPO companies reported as areas with clustering. Cumulative po ito. And this constitutes about 0.52% of all the total clusters that we have in the country. Dun sa tanong kung mas vulnerable, lagi natin sinasabi, dapat ang immune system natin ay malakas para hindi po tayo para hindi tayo maapektuhan itong sakit na ito. And when you do your night shifts, usually you lack sleep. Nagiging vulnerable sila because of that. Pero kailangan natin alalahanin na para magkaroon ng infeksyon ng isang tao, kailangan may exposure. So ibig sabihin, kapag na-expose sila at sila ay vulnerable, mas madali nilang makukuha ang sakit. Maaring may ganong factor tayong titignan. Pero importante pa rin that exposure will happen so that the disease process would continue. So atin lang pong pinapaalalahanan, of course, ang ating mga kababayan, that is part of our preventive strategies para dito sa ating response for COVID. Dapat yung ating katawan ay malakas, dapat ang immune system natin ay malakas din para malabanan natin kung sakali na hindi po tayo mai-infect. And of course, always implement the minimum health standards. Carlos.
Thank you, ma'am. So, next question po from Aiko Miguel of UNTV. With UP Octa's projection and statement yesterday, can we really say that the country is flattening the curve? What is the current CDT and MDT in the country?
So, kailangan natin intindihin kapag nagsasabi tayo ng flattening the curve kasi iniiwasan nga ho namin sabihin yan dahil ayaw natin na magkaroon ng complacency among our population. When we talk about flattening the curve, it is spreading the number of cases in a longer period of time so that our health system will not be overwhelmed. That is the objective of flattening the curve. Pag tinignan po natin yung graph dyan, ayaw natin na magsa-spike yung graph ng mataas over a shorter period of time. Ang gusto natin, humaba yung period of time para dun sa mga kasong darating, para yung ating health system nakakaagapay. That is the meaning of flattening the curve. And for us to measure this, para makita natin kung paano, we measure it through our case doubling time, through our critical care utilization, through our transmission rate. So sa ngayon po, ang ating transmission rate is at 0.977 and it is less than 1 already, no? And sinasabi nga ng WHO and other reputable international organizations, no, na kapag ka less than 1 ang transmission rate mo, nandun ka dun sa tamang direksyon, no, at maganda ang indikasyon para sa response nyo. Our critical care utilization sa ngayon, pag tinignan natin, nasa 50% tayo as of for the whole country, meaning 50% ang utilized, may 50% available. If we look at the different regions, no, specifically NCR, Cebu, and also Region 4A, makikita po natin na slowly bumababa po ang utilization natin. Ang NCR po ngayon ay nasa 66%. And ito po ay katulad ng sabi namin last week, no, comparing it bago po tayo nag-MECQ, it was hitting 80-81%. Pero ngayon, nasa 66% po ang ating utilization for the National Capital Region. So we can say na yun po mga ginagawa nating strategies are working. Although it is not immediate, pero nakikita po natin na nagbabago po at nadidecongest po natin somehow ang ating mga ospital. As to our case doubling time, the national case doubling time currently is 10.3. Ibig sabihin, it takes 10.3 days para magdoble ang numero ng new cases dito sa country. Pero we have to remember, our experts already said, no, na yung case doubling time, hindi siya masyadong sensitive na ngayon, lalo na meron na tayong community transmission in specific areas of the country. So kaya ngayon, nagdagdag tayo ng ibang indicators katulad ng attack rate para makita natin yung totoong picture in a given place. So the question as to the mortality doubling time currently is 14.9 days, no? So it takes about 15 days bago magdoble ang new deaths dito sa country natin. So with all of these indicators, no, and with all the factors that might affect it at kung ano man ang meron tayo sa ngayon, hindi po natin masabi, no, it's really not certain. If we base it in these indicators, with these indicators, makikita po natin, no, na talagang somehow nag-i-improve ang ating sitwasyon. But we always say, nothing is certain at this point. We just continue to monitor our situation. We continue to do our strategy so that we can further decrease the number of cases and we can further decrease the transmission rates and the other indicators. But nothing is certain at this point in time. Carlos.
Thank you po, Yusek. So those are actually all the questions that were submitted there in the form yesterday. So ma'am, if you have a few more minutes, can we accommodate more questions in this time?
Sige, Carlos.
Okay, let's start with Christine Sabilla. Christine, would you like to ask a question?
Hi, Yusek. Tinatanong lang po ito ng isa naming reporter, but she said that one of her interviewees is a COVID patient at a private hospital and is claiming that their hospital is preventing him from leaving because of an unpaid balance. We know that there's already a law about it, but the hospital was saying that kailangan ng collateral and that he should probably look for a lending facility first. So is this legal, pati yung pag-ask na pumunta sa lending facility, and what should the patient do? And what should the hospital do in such cases?
Yes, Christine, no, we have a law which covers this kind of issues, no, na bawal po tayo mag-detain ng ating mga pasyente because they cannot uh, pay as of this time, no, yung kanilang current liabilities sa ospital. So dun po sa ating mga sa batas, no, and even in the guidelines that we have, they can leave a promissory note with that promise, of course, that they have to pay yung paano to in installment kung kailangan. So kapag po ganito, unang-una, hindi pwedeng i-detain ng pasyente. Pangalawa, I think it is not also a good practice that hospitals will be directing patients to lending facilities and all. Ang kailangan lang po, ang ibang ospital, and I think that is acceptable, humihingi po sila halimbawa ng ID na iiwanan nila or something that can be tracked pa rin ang pasyente. Kasi syempre, alam niyo naman po ang mga ospital ay mga entities din po ito na gumagastos, no? So they need din po na mabayaran din naman sila. Although hindi talaga tama na nadidetain ng pasyente, pero kailangan ang mga pasyente rin po at ang pamilya ay makapag-iwan ng para pong katunayan, no, na babalik sila, and this most of the time hospitals will ask for IDs and other documents, no, but not I don't think that directing them to lending facilities is proper. So pwede Christine na magsasubmit sila ng kanilang complaint sa ating Health Facilities and Services Regulatory Bureau. This is our licensing office, and we enforce the law dito po sa hospital detention, ano, at para matignan natin, maimbestigahan po natin ng tama itong facility na ito. So Carlos will be providing all of you the contact or the hotlines for HFSRB and the email so that they can also email their complaint.
Thank you, Yusek. But malinaw po, no, yung collateral is bawal. Like usually, yung mga titulo or something like that, bawal talaga hingin ng ospital.
Nasa pag-uusap yan, ano, Christine. It's an internal arrangement between the hospital and the patients. Unang-una, kailangan din natin intindihin ang side ng ospital. Meron kasing maiiwan, no, na pera na hindi mababayaran. So at the most, sa pagkakaalam ko, nakakahingi ng mga dokumento katulad ng mga ID, katulad ng iba pang documents para lang masigurado at matatrack ng ospital ang mga pasyente pagkatapos nito at magkakaroon sila ng agreement. So siguro sa tamang pag-uusap lang para lang makalabas ang pasyente at makapagbigay din sila ng commitment that they will go back and pay for that. I am not really aware of these collaterals with regard to mga titulo and all. So kailangan lang po natin klaruhin yan. Please submit the complaint to our licensing office so that we can further investigate on this matter.
Thank you, Yusek. Antayin ko na lang po yung contact.
Yes, Christine.
Thank you. Next question po, ma'am, from Jovic regarding the CDA. Jovic, would you like to ask your question?
Ma'am, baka pwede po pa-laymanized lang ng CDA para mas maintindihan ng public natin bakit siya important na process dito sa vaccine procurement natin. Thank you.
Yes, Jovic, ang confidentiality disclosure agreement, no, this contains the agreement between two parties, like for example, the vaccine manufacturer and the Philippines. Because the vaccine manufacturer will be providing us with specific details, no, as to their product. And it's going to be given or provided to the country, katulad tayo, no? So pag-aaralan natin yan. So kailangan meron tayo mga safeguards din, no, ukol dito. Kasi ang gobyerno maaari din makapagbigay sa kanila ng mga sensitive information. Like for example, ano ba yung priority population? Ano ba yung statistics natin dito sa ganito? So may mga ganong exchanges of information para magkaroon ng final agreements kasi. So we need to have this confidentiality disclosure agreement to protect not just our government, but also, of course, the manufacturers would like their product, the details of their product protected as well. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon itong disclosure agreement. So ito ay sinasakatuparan bago mag-umpisa ang lahat ng negotiation so that information from both sides will be protected.
Okay. Thank you, Yusek. So that's all the time that we have today for the questions. Yusek, before we end this session, would you like to deliver your final message po?
Yes, gusto lang po namin iparating again to all of you na ito pong ginagawa nating response for COVID-19 is a full circle, no? It is a cycle. It is an integrated response. So mula po sa prevention, detection, isolation, treating, hanggang sa reintegration, tayo po ay magkakasama no, dito sa hakbang na ito. But we need to integrate it, not just the strategies, but also lahat ng efforts natin lahat no, dito po sa ating society. May it be the government, may it be the private sector, and even the community. Let's not put our guards down. Let us all to continue to practice the behavior and make it a habit in our daily lives. Ito ay ang ating magiging panangga at pag-prevent sa pagkakaroon ng COVID-19. Amin din pong pinapaalalahanan, let me reiterate, no? Ito pong paalala natin sa lahat na lagi po tayo magmo-monitor ng ating sarili at ng mga kasama natin sa pamilya. As soon as anybody in our family or even yourselves feel any symptom, please isolate. Ito po ang pinaka-epektibong paraan para makatulong po tayo sa gobyerno para ma-stop po natin itong further transmission ng sakit na ito. Lagi din po nating alalahanin, meron po tayong barangay health emergency response teams na maaari nating tawagan kung sakali na magkakaroon tayo ng simptomas. Please call them at once. They will provide you with support and the guidance kung ano po ang kailangan gawin no, ng isang taong nagkakaroon po ng simptomas. Patuloy pa rin po nating sinistrengthen ang ating health systems capacity sa buong bansa. Katulad po nung naipresent sa atin tungkol sa One Hospital Command kanina. Ang layunin po ay magsilbi na para maging strengthened referral para po sa ating COVID-19 patients. Kung mapapansin nyo po dun sa kanyang present kanina, 2,000 plus no, ang ating na-close na. Ibig sabihin nakatulong na po tayo sa mahigit 2,000 pasyente na gusto o kailangan ma-admit sa ating ospital, hindi lang sa ating ospital, pero sa ating temporary treatment and monitoring facilities. So ito pong ating mga healthcare facilities, kailangan din po, no, with this One Hospital Command, we are able to unify, we are able to coordinate response. Hindi po katulad dati, parang medyo fragmented tayo. Ngayon, isang buong response na po ang ginagawa natin. Kasama po dito sa ating One Hospital Command ay ang ating strengthened link with our local government units. So kasama po natin sila dito sa ating ginagawang strategy na ito. They play a big role actually. Dahil sa kanila nanggagaling po ang ating mga tawag, most of them, galing sa communities from our local government units. So ang sa mga sumusunod na mga araw at tulong po ng mga local government sa iba't ibang lugar, magtatayo na rin po tayo ng One Hospital Command Center sa iba't ibang region natin. Layunin po nito na pangasiwaan ang mga ospital pati na rin po ang ibang treatment center. So in the coming days or in the coming weeks, magkakaroon na rin po tayo ng ganitong center sa iba't ibang region natin to coordinate our referral system. Sa atin pong overall coordinated response sa bawat hakbang laban sa COVID-19, patuloy po natin binibigyang emphasis ang people-centered care. So lagi po ang pangunahin po sa objectives ng ating gobyerno ay ang ating mga kababayan, ang mga tao. So patuloy po tayo na makakapagbigay nitong mga suporta na ito with the different strategies of government. So sana po lahat tayo, no, ang ating mga kababayan, continuously let us implement the minimum health standards and sana po makatulong po kayo ng gobyerno, no, para po tayo ay magkaroon na ng further decrease in the number of cases here in the country. So yun lang po ang ating mabibigay sa inyo sa ngayon. Lahat po ng hindi nasagot na tanong, ipopost natin sa Viber group mamaya, pati yung ating email address and telephone numbers ng ating licensing office sa DOH, ipopost din sa Viber group, as well as those tables or numbers that we have provided to you during this media forum. So with that, Carlos, maraming salamat and thank you po sa inyo and we will see all of you on Wednesday. Pero Carlos, mababago yung time natin sa Wednesday, right? May budget hearing tayo.
Yes po, 8:30 ma'am.
Okay, so you just put it in the Viber group so that everybody will be informed. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Yusek. Okay, so just an announcement po, like what Yusek said, for next Wednesday, we'll move our media forum to 8:30 since after that, Yusek and all the other officials will be attending mock budget hearings. Thank you.